is up, everybody? Johnny Eats here. It's been a little bit. We're so excited to be back. A lot of emails, a lot of messages lately saying, hey, bring back the show. We're hungry. We want to see some good food. So here we are today. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Really a national holiday, right? It really should be. We're here today with my good friend and I don't even want to say employee because he's just a great guy and I consider him a great friend, Drew Thompson and his unbelievable family. And we're here at his house today. You can see right away where we're going with this. I told you yesterday, I've been thinking about this all night. I'm telling you.
Me too.
I'm so excited. I'm a big rib guy. But first, I just want to thank everybody for all the love and support, all the views, all the likes. It makes it so much fun. And all the students out there watching, thank you, thank you, thank you. We have a lot of fun with this. And I know you're so excited to see one of your favorite teachers on Johnny Eats today, Mr. Thompson. So we're going to get right into it. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I wore this Niners hat.
Hey.
Like I said, man, it's burning a hole in my head. I'm a Bills guy. But you invited me to your home. You're a big Niners guy. The whole family's excited about today. How you feeling about today? You forget the ribs for a second. What's going through your mind, man?
Cooking the ribs was probably the best thing I could have done because now I don't have to think about it until right now. I'm terrified. You're so close. So close.
It's crazy how we live and die with these football players, right? Most of them, they're living on their yachts, right? We're just average Joes enjoying the football, but we every Sunday we get up, and I don't know if we live vicariously through these guys, but there's something about it, the competition, the strapping, the chin strap up, and going out there, and we love this. We love this. So it's not the Bills this year, it's the Niners, but for you, man, I'm rooting for. I won't say who I bet on, because you'll probably kick me out.
Hey.
But at the end of the day,
if you want to lose money, that's fine. That's your choice. That's your choice.
So just a little bit about Mr. Thompson. He's an unbelievable teacher, and not just because of his content. This guy goes in there every day, and he gets the kids so excited about science. And not everybody loves science. And 5 years now we've been working together, and there hasn't been a time where I haven't gone by your room, man, and just seen the kids excited, engaged. It's very bright, comfortable feeling in your room, and you never seem to sweat, man. You're cool, calm, and collected with the kids, and I know you get to work with some of the top kids, but they're still teenagers, and they're not always zoned in. So how do you do that, man? How do you keep them so engaged and having so much fun in there?
I wasn't necessarily the best student as a student in high school.
Join the club.
But I became a teacher because I want to change things up all the time. I don't want to be stuck at the 9 to 5 doing the same thing every day.
Right.
And I'm not going to school to be bored.
Right.
So if I'm starting to feel myself dragging, starting to feel bored, I don't like that either. I know the kids don't like that.
Right.
And so the best way to learn any kind of science is to see and do and get your hands dirty and get things going. And if I want to sit there and PowerPoint lecture all day long, they're just going to tune out.
Right.
And I'm not going to reach anybody. And physics is tough as it is.
Right.
The last thing I need is people checking out. So and there's so much you can do. I mean, the world around us is physics. I'm wearing an entropy shirt. That's a physics thing.
I know this, man. I didn't want you
But it's the world around us is physics, and we've talked before. Not everybody's going to be a physics teacher or professor or a physicist or an engineer or whatever. But knowing about how the world around you works is always a powerful thing. Knowledge is power, and the more you learn, the better you're going to be.
That's amazing, and that really is the kind of energy that he brings every day, and that's not easy. It could be a lot easier if you just phoned it in.
Oh yeah.
But you can tell that you do a lot of planning and preparation, and the kids they ask me every year, how do I get into Mr. Thompson's class? And not everybody gets that, and I'm being serious about that. So
I appreciate
thanks for what you do, man.
Absolutely.
Love having you at Vista, and I feel sometimes like a guest there because you've been there longer than me. But we have a good thing going, and let's get right to it, man.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you get into making ribs? How did you come up with this recipe? And let's get to it.
So first off, I'm a science guy, so anything I do is research based.
Right.
And so I've always liked cooking. I've always liked creating things. And it's nice to be able to create things for people to eat, and then they go, "Oh, that is so good." That's better than for me tasting it.
Right.
Is to get that satisfaction that you're making people happy.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
And I've always loved ribs. I've always loved barbecue, and I used to barbecue a ton, and then I kind of got into doing like smoking meats and like briskets and pork butts and ribs. And ribs have been one of my favorite. And it's not a secret type of recipe. I go online, I look at the YouTube videos. Like I say, you can learn anything on YouTube. Except for AP Physics, Mr. Thompson. You have to take my class for that.
Still need the man. Still need the man.
No, but it's so I did a lot of research. I use my the method is pretty much however you want to do. It's very forgiving. I use my own spices though, or not my own spices, but I use my own mixture of spices to kind of create my own type of season. This is a new one, by the way. This is only the second time I've used this.
Some of this stuff you're not getting at Albertsons, man.
No.
Some of this stuff looks like imported. So talk me through what you use.
All right. So you want to do one?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Hey, I got your gloves.
I see that.
So these are nitrile gloves. There's no powder in them. There's no allergens. You're not gonna get that latex smell or taste.
Green show. This is a green episode.
Yeah. Well, these are gonna be. You're not gonna put any latex flavor into the meat or nothing. So you don't want to do that. That's gross.
Right.
So all right. So the first thing with the ribs, I already did this ahead of time. You showed up. I was kind of in the middle of it. For the demo ribs here, so to speak.
Now, I gotta tell you, my Italian ancestors would appreciate this. They used to do a lot of baking and cooking and always use these gloves.
Absolutely.
I got spanked a couple times with these on.
I can't feel good. I can't feel good.
It gets the job done.
Right? So the first thing you do is there's a silver skin. It's a membrane that's really chewy. And if you don't take that, that's where a lot of people make the mistake is they buy these out of the grocery store. They go throw them on the barbecue or in the broiler or whatever. They forget that there's this membrane on the back that just kind of gets chewy and gross. I peeled that off. That's all good to go. So the next thing we're going to do, and we're going to use, so you want to use your left hand to touch, keep your right hand clean.
Got it.
Okay? So the first thing, it sounds super, super weird, is we put mustard on it. And it's used as a binder. It keeps your spices on there so they don't go off. If you're not into mustard, I mean, if you like mustard really a lot, you can use honey mustard or brown mustard. It doesn't really matter. We're using the old French's yellow. You can use olive oil. You're an Italian guy.
You
can use that if you want. But you're just going to take and you're just going to do a little dab there. I got you.
Okay.
You don't want a ton. We're not trying to season anything. You're just going to take your hands, you're going to rub it in.
Got it. I just love getting my hands dirty with this stuff.
Flip it over. We're going to do it again. I got you here.
Mustard me, baby.
There you go.
All right.
All right. So this is our binder
out there.
Now flip it over one more time. We're going to go back to the original section. We're going to do both sides real quick. So my daughters love this one. My daughters love this one because they think it's funny. It's called butt rub. I got it at Costco. They just like it because it says butt rub on it. Because I said I rub my butt with it. Right? So we just go ahead and just a light layer here. Just sprinkle it on the top. You don't got to do anything to it. You just want a nice little layer on there.
Go ahead. Do it.
He says he gets his hands dirty.
No. I just want a nice, perfect amount.
It's not going to be a perfect amount.
You have a good touch. Now rub this in?
No. That's the thing is a rub, you actually don't rub. It's kind of crazy. So then we're going to go ahead and see. This is why I say you need to do this because it's not you're just going to stand here with gloves on. So just kind of shake a little bit of garlic over the top. Perfect. Done. And look, this thing is ribs are forgiving. It don't matter, man. This is Pappy's. I don't know if this only comes out of Fresno. Jamie, does this only come out of Fresno? I haven't found it anywhere here, really.
I'm not seeing a lot of measuring cups around here.
Bro, this is not that kind of a science. We're not titrating acids and bases, so we are good. We're good there. And the last one here.
Oh, it's starting to smell so good, Drew.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this honey hog. This is Meat Church's honey hog. This has been a new thing. I went over to, there's a place up around Fort Apache called Barbecue Concepts.
I've seen it.
Those guys are awesome. But they swore by this and whew.
Okay.
We're going to do this very liberally. We're going to put a ton of this on there.
And this is awesome, man. This is awesome.
And then we'll flip it over. And we're just going to roll through real quick the same. I know we're in a...
Yeah.
You don't want to do this too quick.
Magic of Johnny Eats is these are going to cook faster than you ever believe.
Dude, you're going to blink. I got one of those special kind of Traegers. They Instacooks.
I really think that's interesting that you don't rub in the rub. I've never been told that before. You just kind of let it sit.
What happens is it smears. And you don't want to create a paste or a smear, especially with the binder on there. That binder is going to make it get all gooey if you get too bad on it. So we're going to do a little more Pappy's. Like I said, we do this quick here. And like I said, dude, it's very, very forgiving. You don't want to over-season, but you don't want to under-season. We're good there. I'll go here. Just make sure it's coated real well. Go ahead and coat that one. I'm going to open up the new one here. I already opened it, so we're good. Because this is going to give you that sweet honey glaze. Now, I got to tell you, the process here, afterwards, so we put these on I do low and slow, 225 for 3 hours. I use an apple cider vinegar spritz every about 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then when they hit about 160, 165, I pull them off, bring them in. I wrap them in foil, but before I do that, this is the
That's
key.
what I was gonna ask. You seal the foil?
So the way I do it is I start with butter. You do squeezable butter. You can use parquet or
Why
regular
not?
butter. These are not your diet food. Let me just tell you, bro. You can do the squeezable butter on there.
Okay.
Put a little bit of brown sugar on it, and then honey. And you do it on both sides. You go meat side down.
Okay.
And then double wrap it in foil. So I just go over the top, and I just fold the edges up.
Okay.
Then you put meat side down back on the grill for about another hour and a half.
If we put as much time into like putting a man on the moon,
Bro, we would have been there. We would have been there in the 30s. We would have been there in the 30s. So okay, now to take these off so you don't get all the pork juice on you, you go under here like this,
Right.
pull it through, and then grab this corner here. They tuck into themselves nicely,
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
and then we give them to one of my lovely little assistants.
Assistants?
There we go, baby girl. All right,
Their
now these
mouths
are
are watering
good. So
over
we're
here,
gonna go
dude.
ahead and we're gonna put these on the Traeger. Hey, look, they're on. You can go grab the plate, man.
Here we go, guys. Now you said about 3.5 hours.
So 3 hours, low and slow, wrap them, and it
Look
takes
at
about
this.
an hour and a half. You want to pull them when they're at about 203 to 206.
I got a couple forks.
Now, unfortunately, with the Traeger, you don't get the big, deep smoke ring. You don't always get as much smoke flavor. I used to have an offset that we used, but
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, just the look alone, I almost don't want to touch these. You were right about the glaze, right? You have that nice crisp coating.
Yeah.
And you can see the meat's cooked perfectly in between. How do you feel they turned out?
good. We'll find out here in a second. Your top ones, those are dry. There's no glaze on that
Okay.
whatsoever. That's just dry rub, straight off the Traeger.
Look at
The
that.
bone came right out.
Look at that. That bone came right out. That meat fell right off the bone. Unbelievable. All right, you ready to try these?
I'm on it, man.
Cheers, man.
Let's go.
Give me a minute. Let me tell you something. As soon as they hit the mouth, I don't even have to take a bite. The
Yeah.
flavors just seep out of that. The meat is perfectly cooked. It's soft. It's unbelievable. I can see why this recipe works.
It's great. When the low and slow lets the fat render down, so you don't get that congealed, gross, where you gotta spit it out of your mouth fat.
No.
Anything that's even in there, just gonna melt away.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. I don't know if I've ever had a rib this good. I'm not kidding. Seriously, these are restaurant quality and beyond.
All right, so I'm gonna give you my 2 weeks. And I'm gonna be opening a restaurant, Barbecue by Drew.
Listen, you got your first investor right here. Girls, you gotta try this.
Come on in, girls. Hey, you guys can have some of mine.
Drew, who do we have here?
This is my daughter Taryn. She's a 5th grader at Snyder Elementary. My daughter Maisie, she is a 3rd grader at Snyder.
CCSD, baby.
That's
right
right, all
here.
day,
Tried
every
and
day.
true. Right?
Hey, you girls can share these. Okay, here. You take one, you take the other.
What do you girls think?
Dad do good?
Really good.
That's awesome.
Okay.
These are so good.
They're my rib eaters.
And then
for
we
sure.
have your potato salad
So
there.
my wife makes this potato salad. It's from my grandma's recipe. It's got something a little different. It's got some poppy seeds in it. It just always reminds me of my grandma.
Delicious.
It's one of those old school type recipes. And then the beans are my dad's recipe.
Let me tell you, these potatoes are cooked perfectly. They're soft. It's not an overwhelming amount of mayonnaise, mustard, I'm assuming, combo.
Oh, they're good.
And then we have pickle in there.
Little pickle, little celery.
And then the beans. Gotta finish it up with the beans. I like to
Yes.
do my beans with my potato salad.
Absolutely. And the beans have a little bit of Worcestershire, some mustard, some brown
little bite.
sugar, brown
A little
sugar,
bite. Nice.
a little bit of barbecue sauce, and some onion flakes.
Drew, I gotta tell you, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, anytime,
These are
man.
amazing. Watch this back, listen to the recipe, follow this to the T. These are amazing. Anything else right now?
Nah, man.
Thank you
Go
so
Niners.
much, man. Go Niners. Listen, it's gonna be a great game. Enjoy. 3:30 kickoff, 6:30 on the East Coast. We know we have a lot of East Coast people watching. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time on Johnny Eats, baby. All right.
Later, everybody.